guys here.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Look at that.
No words in the house.
I know.
Yeah.
Mandalorian. I love
Preview of the rest of your life.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
That looks a lot like my child.
There's I think there's a little family of like Jedis as well, which are absolutely adorable here. An absolutely terrifying emperor.
Oh wow, that's solid.
Oh, it's the problem with being up here is that we get the best view of all the costumes, but all the lovely all crowd here just have to stand there going, I guess it's good, we can't see.
Yeah.
But you look great. That's what we want to say. Is we're talking about how
You
great.
guys look all stunning. Just stunning. So.
But yeah, welcome.
Now you know how it feels.
Thanks for having us.
Oh my God, look at this.
I should have brought
This is
my own camera.
A little Cruello outfit.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Oh.
See, I remember your name.
Lovely. Yeah, welcome. It's just first time in Brussels, or have you guys been before?
Nope, first time for me.
So, not for me. I've been to Brussels. I've never been to the Comic Con here, but actually, as a martial artist, my husband and I used to teach here in Brussels.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, starting back in the, I think even in the late 90s. So we've always, we have several students in
Oh wow.
Brussels.
So you were like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been a prodigy. I don't know if you guys know this, but Diana is one of the most amazing physical specimens that's ever been in Star Wars, let alone out here. She is incredible. Her technique, her discipline, beyond her talent as an actress, which is insurmountable. I'm telling you right now, physically, so beautiful to watch move. The balance, the structure, it's gorgeous.
This is how we want to start Sunday.
I know, that is so sweet. Well, look who's talking, because Brendan is amazing, as you know, he has an incredible family lineage, but also, oh my gosh, his whole, ability to physically communicate Mando. And he was there with me on the set, and oh wait, I gotta be careful of my words.
Yeah,
We are.
Yeah. So,
tell us about how you guys work together on The Mandalorian.
Okay. The actor's process.
Yeah. we got a system going, don't we?
Actually, I did want to jump in just while you're still talking about martial arts, because your whole, not back catalogue, that's not what you call it, but like your experience is incredible. Yesterday we were interviewing Jean-Claude Van Damme and Scott Adkins about how they came into martial arts. At what point did you guys start? I know that there's some family behind it as well, but what led you into it? At what point did you go, this is what I want to do?
You have stunt background, don't you, as well as martial arts?
Yeah, I mean, it was because of my martial arts heritage and culture that it allowed me to become a stuntman. I was always an actress, but when I was younger, it was very hard for me to break in. People just didn't know how to cast me. And so, and I was already a mom, and I have a child with autism, and I just thought, you know what, I think I can use my martial ability to have a career, at least in stunts, to where I could still provide for my family. And so that was really a way for me to stay close to, the Hollywood, environment, and to work, and to learn, and to grow. And so I never knew that it would inevitably lead to a path where I could grow and expand. And then later on, as I was kind of aging out as a stunt woman, my mother said, why don't you learn how to direct and write your own material, almost like my godfather did. And for anybody that loves martial arts, my godfather's the late Bruce Lee.
It's incredible. You both have some of the most incredible lineage and legacy links I've ever met. So yeah.
Well, and him too, as well.
That's what I mean.
And John Wayne's grandson. That's very important.
No, with Diana, I don't think you realize it. In a time in Hollywood where you don't see a lot of women, let alone women over 25, she has carved out a career because of talent, because she found a multifaceted way to approach the business. I got in under the guise of, he's physical, he can do stunts, I've never done stunts. Like I've physically informed the character, but stunts is a craft and an ability that's beyond me. Diana can do both. She can act and she can do stunts. And there's no shade on me. Like, I do what I do and I'm good at it. But to watch somebody, our experiences in the business, we have our own obstacles. But to me, she's had a lot more. She's mixed race. She's a woman. And in a town that does not support women in all forms. Very specific. So to watch her break these barriers and then fulfill these characters in a way that is so strong and powerful and it has nothing to do with anything but her talent and ability. You know, you can write all you want, but unless you can perform it and resonate it, it doesn't matter. That's no shade on me. I love what I do. I have the best time ever. I get to walk on the sets that are things I dreamed of as a kid, and I get paid to go shoot and kick people's tails. So it's a lot of fun.
How old were you when you got into the martial arts? Because I get the feeling that you were pretty much from the get-go.
Yeah, it was.
Well, no, I mean, not in this company. I would never say I had a background. I've dabbled in things, but I'm a boxer. I pro box.
Oh, wow.
I've eaten a lot of right hooks and jabs. It's probably.
Wait a minute, look at me.
Wait a minute, can I
That nose is too good to be a boxer.
You know, he actually, I just looked, it was Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner.
I was just dummy. You were just punched.
No, but that says something. Seriously,
Which is
that's
why they put me in a
amazing.
helmet.
I'm serious to be able to, spar Manny and be in that position,
Honestly, that's my worst nightmare to take a punch off someone like that.
Wait, and you think, now let's hear it. So, I had an unhealthy ego. And I was like, I'm gonna kill this kid. He's 120 pounds. I'm 180 pounds, 170. Let's go. Give him a really, he hit me from every angle in the room, and I still don't know. I'm on the ground. I'm like,
Do you still box?
I do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's just an all-around athlete. He's amazing.
I think this Comic Con is like, if we put all the actors into that ring over there, this would be the most like dangerous Comic Con we've ever had.
As long as she's my tag team partner, I'm good.
Do you know what's lovely about you two here? Everyone should have a hype man like you. You're both so lovely to each other.
She's too humble to tell you the truth, but she exceeds
He's talking.
story
He's
she's
the same
telling.
way. He's
You're
very humble.
going home next weekend. I just had the best weekend. It was so lovely. It was great.
When I worked with Diana for the first time and met the magistrate, I had just come out of the hospital 2 weeks before, and so it was the Mandalorian was a lifeline for me. It saved my life in one aspect because I wanted to prove to myself that I could live again. I literally died on the table 3 times, and so, right before season 2. And so, to be able to go back and then be around somebody who, pulls you, I didn't tell anybody. I just wanted, and I was around these people who inspired me physically, which is what I needed. And then to watch Diana with the staff, and then to be given the challenge of carrying the spear and having these moments, when I come off as somebody who's hyping her up, the truth is, I owe so much to her, and I know she'll never accept that, but for me, it was how I pulled out of a very tough place.
Lovely.
Let me explain something about working with this man.
This is where you're like, it's awful. It is absolutely awful.
Stand in the gun.
But
God's in a helmet.
Brendan was there with me from the very beginning when I got this new awakening in my career, seriously. And, I was in this very beautiful position when I had the surprise call to come and be a part of something that I've always loved since childhood. And, but it was amazing because some of the movers and shakers that I would meet, which was Mr. Filoni, would tell me so much about this man that I had a chance to work with him. So I met with Pedro to do a table read, But the actual scene that you see with me in it is with him. And he had to learn the lines, and he was coming back from this challenging time in the hospital, and he comes back with this spirit and love, and it made it so easy because I was so nervous. And to be cast, honestly, at my age, later in life, to have this opportunity. But I loved it because he was there for me, and we were there for, what, 12 hours?
Minimal.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful, because there is a lot of this physical acting in the process, as well as him having to deliver the lines for me when we're doing our scene. And I can't begin to explain what it was to have this guy be my partner and to do this wonderful scene. And I'm just so still grateful, you know. And yes, best our besties. I love that term.
I have no idea what it's like to work with a friend.
We hate each other.
Absolutely.
That's why we sit so far apart.
That's right, yeah. You're just stopping us. Yeah.
But I mean, on that, like the actual craft and everything of what we right now talking about like Star Wars, like how is that to work? Because obviously you're in armor, you know that you've got to be very physical, but how's that to act against? Like, do they have a microphone in your helmets or the lines and things? Like, or are you like a...
No.
I do my best to project. I'm theater trained, so that was
That'll help.
When I started the business, I was almost 30 when I started to act. And I remember my mom said they're going to expect a lot of you. And I was like, why? And they're like, John Wayne. And I'm like, nobody cares. It's 50 years after, whatever. I was wrong, she was right. But so she sent me to theater school. I learned how to dance. I was like in a dance belt and doing this stuff. Like, this is terrible. But it's all, and when you find that physical moment in a character, and it informs everything. And I've always been physically driven as an athlete to inform my characters that way. And it's funny, I grew up not wanting, I couldn't be John Wayne. I'm not 6'5", this big swashbuckling guy. So I'd always gone away from it. And this show has brought me to my roots. The things that are natural to me.
Yeah.
The less I
There's a
say.
lot of dudes watching right now going, I couldn't be this big swashbuckling guy, going like, are you sure, mate? Are you sure?
It takes a special sort of man who can just very casually pull off a cowboy hat. If I did that now, everyone would be like, oh, Matthew.
I would like to point out that Dave Filoni always wearing his black cowboy hat. So I want you to look at the old pictures of Dave, and then look at in the last 2 years, because I bought him his new hat. Because his old one looked like it was a little boy that he stole. It was too small for his head. I had it shaped for him professionally. Unbelievable. And at first he's like, it's too big. It's too big. I'm like, put my hat on. If anybody in here, you're from Pittsburgh, I know how to wear a hat. I know how to wear a cowboy hat. I know how to, get it done. Listen to me. And now he wears it.
Yeah. Print is the pro about how to approach wearing hats, for
I
sure.
feel like your end of filming, like cast presents need to be everyone gets a custom-made cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I need to get one.
Yeah.
I think you would rock a cowboy hat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to. I gotta do this.
But it's kind of interesting again with like all the Western background view and everything. Like the Mandalorian is essentially a Western.
I mean, that was, having done Cowboys and Aliens with John. First of all, I thought I'd never work with him again because that didn't do so well. But that said, 10 years later, I get this phone call, hey, come check out, we want you to try on a costume. That was all it was. And I remember, hey, I go there to Legacy, these guys make everything. Terminator, hopefully one day they'll come out here and you guys can meet the guys who built the costumes that you see out here.
We've had a few, like who's in the old, like Jabba the Hutt puppeteer.
Oh yeah.
It's fascinating.
But, and so these guys, I walk in and I'm like, oh, there's Thor, there's T2. It's a pretty cool place. I I go in and they open this box and I'm like, Boba Fett. And they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I signed the NDA, it's cool. I got this. They're like, it's not. I'm like, okay. And I tried this thing on and it just felt right. Like, I never would have guessed it. And I started studying old form of Japanese theater of kabuki in order to inform this guy. And so it's all mask related. And then John and Dave saw the pictures and were like, he looks good, let's bring him in for a film fest. And I said no. When they wanted me to go do this, it was when my kid was going to college. And so my thing was, hey look, it's not like marriage, it won't happen twice. I'm taking my kid to college. Amazing. And so they were like, you're saying no? I was like, yeah. It's the only thing, my family's the only thing that would have ever made me say no. They're like, let's fly you home early. I'm like, no. So they moved it earlier, they had to change their schedules. And you know, I'm bartending to make a living, put my kids through school. And so, on one level, it's like, you don't have a right to say no. But you know, family first, turned out really good for me, went there, did the screen test, everybody had a great time, I guess. And the rest is history. Like, I literally was like, John, what are we doing here? Because we're going to Western. You're going to play George Lucas's dream of the true nomadic Eastwood John Wayne cowboy. And I was like, I'm in, let's go.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, the balance, I think too, that the show has of this both Western and martial arts genre.
Yeah.
That is what I think is incredible, is that they've been able to do this balancing act between those two worlds, those two genres, and merge them, you know?
But again, this is what's fascinating about like Star Wars as a franchise growing and going into these TV shows. Like, there clearly is so much they want to do with it, and now they can do. So you can get these things. If someone said to me like 20 years ago, do that, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be amazing, but obviously not going to happen. But now it's like, this huge thing.
Now we're on TV. 20 years ago, somebody said, hey, we're going to put a Star Wars TV series on. You'd go like,
yeah, I've seen the Ewoks Christmas special.
yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, that's where my gun came from. The rifle.
Oh, really?
That was from that show. Boba Fett had it in the show.
Really?
And so they threw that large rifle on my back. That was terrible. And when I got it, it was longer than me. I'm like, you guys gotta cut this out. It would catch in my boot, and I'd be running and be like, so that beautiful, graceful quality you get of Mando, there's a lot of people that make it look beautiful. Everybody behind the scenes doesn't get enough credit because, as we know on set, it's always we, it's never me. And so, you know, without the magistrate, without Michael Bean, without these things, without our VFX, without the props that make the robots, we're nothing.
Yeah, it's a real family experience. I don't know how, you know, everybody assumes I'm giving lip service, but I have to say the particular group that we've been in, it's just like family, it really is. And so there's such chemistry between all of us, and it makes our work so much easier.
And it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
There's those days when you don't feel so good, somebody else is, and you feel like, oh, I gotta honor them, I can't come in and, you know, sit on the day and be like, that's amazing. And having a responsibility to other people communally makes it easier to get beyond your momentary problem. And just so you know, as a crowd, when I go work on those tough days, especially if I'm pretty much solo, like in season 1, you're the reason that I work harder, because I'm you. I'm a fan. I started with New Hope. First movie my mom ever took me to that I recall. And so it means the world to me that I honor this storytelling, this current mythology that we love and share. And I'm you before I'm Amanda. And I know that every time I get to put on the helmet, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. So, you know, without you, I got nothing. I don't care what kind of talent I have, or Pedro or Latif or anybody. It does not matter, because if you don't like it, who's watching it? Howard the Duck. Anyone know that? Exactly.
We all love our fans. We really do. We know you guys are part of the equation for this. It's this yin and yang relationship. And so we're constantly thinking of all of you, honestly. You know, you guys keep the spirit of these stories alive, and that's what makes it so beautiful. So thank you to all of you, seriously. I mean, you are, seriously, all of you.
We are going to give you a chance to ask some questions. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll
Down
put
here
them.
at the front.
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3. Watch the speakers just in case.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. Okay.
No, it's just more kind of Star Wars fan, and so asking if
Go for it.
your story arc was so fascinating, like your pride.
Oh.
How did you character? Was that something that you understood before, or was that just the writer saying, this is what we're gonna do?
Okay, I think I heard part of it.
Yeah, so obviously, did you know, like, did you push for your part in Ahsoka, or was that a surprise? Did the writers just sort of go, here's what happens to your character?
Wow, how do I say this? We were just talking about this because he knew more than me. Like I said, I had no idea that this would be my journey. I did a movie that I wrote, directed, produced, and starred in called The Sensei. It's just a little tiny...
The Sensei.
Yeah, it's
you
a little...
should all watch it.
Oh, thank you. And I did this movie 10 years ago, hoping that maybe somebody could find me, and nobody really did. It was supposed to be hopefully maybe my last effort to try to have a career, so I just realized I did my best, and I guess that's it. So lo and behold, 10 years later, there would be this particular show, and that we all now know, and I would get this call from my manager saying that the producers from Mandalorian wanted to meet me. I don't know anyone. I couldn't even get a talent agent at that time. Nobody would see me. Nobody would take me in as a talent. And so I thought this is a joke. And sure enough, my friend who was also a manager just said, no, this is real, get prepared. And I went in, I auditioned, and what I found out later on is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, apparently Jon had said, I really want to find an authentic person, a woman that has martial arts ability, and then hopefully could act. And so they found me through Google, of all places. They found me through Google. Wow. What did they Google? According to Dave, he Googled woman martial artist, and somehow my photo came up, and it was me and my E from my movie, The Sensei. And then he clicked on it, and then it came up with all this information about who my godfather was, who my father was. And he goes, you know what? Let me take this back to Jon. I guess they had a talk, a powwow, and said that, yeah, let's have her come in and read for the role. And when I got the sides, I thought it reads like a period piece, like a military period piece. You would never know in a million years it involved a genre in a galaxy far, far away. So I knew nothing about this character other than I thought maybe it was going to be one day of work and that's it. I had no idea that it evolved and I would become this night sister. I just knew I was with him doing this role. I didn't even know my name was Morgan Elsbeth.
Oh, really?
They never told me the name of my character. He knew my name. I never knew.
And so
well, I would get full scripts, and they don't give full scripts to everybody. So I would have, and then I would be able to ask the questions. Hey, is this? And the funny thing is, like, I never want to let Filoni know that I've watched his cartoons. He gets really mad. and I call them cartoons. So I refuse to acknowledge it. We have a budding rivalry. So I'm like, but I knew. I was like, oh, that's where this is going.
When did you get that information?
Never.
Never. I just it was like different sides that were fed to me.
On the set?
Yeah, and I just did, and all I could do because of my acting training, I just would make up my own history, my own background, and hope and just pray that it would just fill in the gaps of what they needed. And of course, Dave was there to direct us and give us, the notes that we needed in the moment to do our scene.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But so the night that it aired, we were in pandemic mode at that time, but I know that episode, everybody was making, a big deal about, Baby Yoda being called Grogu, but I'm like, wait a minute, Rosario just said, Morgan Elsbeth, and she's conquered all these worlds and this and that. I'm like, what? So, yeah, it was a real delight and a real surprise, but even then, I did not know that it would involve, I had no idea that I would ever be cast later on to work with Rosario and Natasha and Ray and Ivana and Lars. I had no clue.
I just love the idea of going, wait, I'm in Star Wars?
Yes, seriously, I would sometimes cry. I'm like, I can't believe this. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That's amazing. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
How do you work?
I think what I love as well about this, and I think it's a really good takeaway, is the fact that you put yourself out there, you made your own stuff, you did the work, and obviously it didn't pay off immediately, but it meant that when it got to the point that someone Googled martial artist woman,
That's what
they
people are eating Google.
everything that you've done,
Yeah.
finally have this massive portfolio. So just say that people should also don't lose heart if you put your own effort.
Also, we've got some more questions out of the front. Also, what a title for a biography, martial artist woman. What a title you've been given for your autobiography later on. Martial artist woman.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, in the Google search box.
Yeah.
Google.
Hello and welcome to the show. And I just wanted to thank you for being in this much loved franchise.
Thank you.
I read all the comics and extended universe, and finally we got to see some of it. So, but my question was kind of a bit of a follow-up because you both came to Star Wars kind of later in life.
Sure.
And maybe were in smaller
Time. I think we've been talking
yeah, what was it like to kind of enter this world famous franchise that everybody knew?
It's more of a follow-up question to the one you just had, but what was it like to enter into a world-famous franchise that everyone else seemed to be, familiar with?
Honestly, it was surreal. It was, for me, I don't know about you, but it just felt like I was in an alternate universe. Like I woke up and there was just this whole other world that I never dreamed that I could be a part of. And, I every day I pinch myself. It doesn't sometimes feel real to me, to be honest with you. But I am so appreciative. The word gratitude every day is what I carry in my heart. And, when I get to work with people like with Brendan or Rosario, Dave, John, you can't help but feel thankful. And maybe it's because of those years of struggle and not having anything and failing. I failed many times trying to get work, but just knowing at least I tried. So now to see that I'm in this place where I can work with these beautiful people and meet all these beautiful fans that keep this genre, this world, alive, it's amazing. So yeah, it's all about gratitude.
I think it's very clear we need to wrap up.
Let's fight them.
Yeah. We
We'll get you guys in the ring.
we could just do the commentary of the rest of
I like those odds.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, the wrestling is really hard to hear now, but you guys are here all day still, aren't you? If you've got questions, if you've got things you want to sign in, so please go see them. Otherwise, we're not going to make you lose your voices. So, guys, you have to be louder than the wrestling. So please, yeah, go, you're always fine.